got the M4 on the driveway today because we're gonna be installing this thing. As you guys can see, this is a huge wing that's gonna go on the back of the M4. I'm not gonna show you guys how it's gonna look on the M4 yet, but on the G80 it's gonna look good. Makes me want to install one of these. I think it's a little bit higher. It's like right there. Yeah, like that. Hold it there. Bro, that would look good. It's a pretty big wing, and we're gonna be installing it on this here. Now the car is more of that stancy look, but with this wing, it's gonna make the rear end a lot more aggressive, and then the rest of the car might not match, but that's good because these wheels are not gonna be on here for long. He's running a lot more of an aggressive setup in the next week. Yeah, in the next week. Thicker tires, wider wheels. The car's gonna come up a little bit from the ground, but overall I think it's gonna look a lot nicer. You can call it version 2 of the M4. So while they're taking off the rear inner trunk pieces, the game plan here is to grab a piece of tape, whatever you have. We're gonna go ahead and protect the top part of the trunk. We can mount the wing in kind of the rough area that we want it, and then from there we're gonna have to drill through the trunk, find where our bolt holes line up, put the backing plate on it. This is the backing plate, put the backing plate on there, and then from there, if we need to shave away any of the internal skin, we can do that, and then just tighten everything back up, remove the tape, and so on. So that's the game plan, easier said than done. We'll just wait for them to take apart the trunk pieces, and then we should be good to go ahead and start mocking things up.
Is that good?
Yeah. You gotta go more over that way though. Yeah. It looks good from here. It looks hella aggressive. So after measuring quadruple times, just so we don't cut into the car and we notice we mess up, we found out exactly where the brackets are gonna fall. We did it a number of different ways. We measured the entire trunk first and the space between the two brackets on the wing, and then we kind of just made sure that we're sitting perfectly in the center. So right now we're about 6 3/4 of an inch away from this kind of middle trunk line on both sides, and then we're about 6 1/2 or 6 1/4 inches from this front here. So we just make sure that we measured both exactly the same, and then we obviously just wrote down a few measurements here of like the entire trunk, space between the brackets and so on. But I highly suggest you guys do the same before you guys mess up. All right, so just to make the process of finding out where to drill a little bit easier, we're just gonna take a little bit of anti-seize. We're gonna put it around just this rim, just like that. We're gonna do this on all 4, and now we can just wipe off this extra. And now when we push this against the tape, we should be able to see the exact locations of where we need to drill between them, and we should be good to go. Then we should be able to just pull in from the bottom and don't have to do extra calculations. All right, moment of truth. Are you ready? You're about to drill into your trunk. There's no going back after this.
It is what it is at this point.
All right.
Low-key, that kind of hurt.
What is this trunk made out of? That wasn't metal.
That one's a little bit harder.
No, I just went slower on that just to make sure. So they say 6.25 millimeter drill bit. That equates to a 1.1/4 drill bit. So just gonna grab that real quick. Which looks absolutely huge for some reason. So now, let's just make sure that these sit in the appropriate places.
So what they recommend, you just cut around the areas where you have the plate. So you just measure the plate against the holes, and then you just mark around it, and then you just cut around that.
How would we cut it though? So we ran into a slight issue. We actually have to make a lot of this flat to get that base plate on there. So we're We sent out Akio to get a Dremel for that, and in the meantime, we got a little bit of a special delivery. My little brother went to pick up the wheels that we're gonna throw onto this thing. All right, can you guys guess what's going on? Turn around. We got some TEs. So we're gonna throw some TEs on the M4 with the wing. This thing's gonna look like a track car after this. Oh, that's gonna look tough. Move it a little bit forward. There we go. That is perfect. He's gonna rub like crazy.
Think so?
Oh yeah, 100%. Look how low he is from the front. This took a lot longer than expected. Obviously, everything that could go wrong went wrong. We ran out of battery on the Dremel again for the second time, but I'll show you guys what we got so far. This is where we're at so far. We cut into the frame or the support or inner skin. We need to go a little bit farther up and then down. The bottom side is perfect. That hole matches up perfectly. So once that happens, we'll put the base plate on, make sure we're sealing it with some sealant, and we'll be able to throw this spoiler on. So as you guys can see, we got the spoiler on, or the wing if you want to call it that. We didn't have enough time or daylight the other day, so we had to let my brother just go home and finish it on his own. But now we got it on. As you guys can see, it looks great in my opinion. We might need to adjust a little bit of the angle, but we'll get to that later. So now we're just gonna finish the look of the race car and put the new wheels on. He already got the fronts situated here. So these are the TE37's. Overall, pretty aggressive setup. We might need a spacer. We're deciding right now actually if we should throw on a 12mm spacer in the front. The rear, we definitely will need a spacer because we tried it out the other day and it wasn't as flush as we would like. So just go ahead and quickly throw those spacers on and see how it looks. All right, so moment of truth. Go ahead, drop it. That looks so much nicer with the TEs compared to these wheels. It looks a little more race car, if that makes sense.
Definitely. I think these are more like aesthetic, and these are more, performance style.
But yeah, I think a little bit of a spacer will be added to both the front and the rear just to kind of finish out the look. But overall, I think I like these better just for what the style of the car is now. If you want to be safe, do an 8mm. If not, then do the 12.
Or do I do 10? There's 10 as well.
Yeah, 10 will be safe too. Okay. 12 will be right there at the edge. Okay. And then for the rear, I think you should be fine with the 15, but we can measure it out real quick. Okay. But yeah, we're just gonna do the other side of the car real quick and then show you guys how it looks with all 4 wheels on the ground. Good thing is both the wheels on this side are still on. So you can kind of see how it looks. I'm not gonna lie, I think I like these more than the other ones. I think I like these wheels more than the other ones.
Oh, I do too.
Yeah. Why is it just me or the car looks hella small?
It's the wheels.
Yeah, it looks so much smaller, but it looks good. It looks better in my opinion. It just looks, because I think these are what, 19s or 20s?
Those are 20s, these are 18s.
Yeah, so that's why. Either you get, nah, I think it still looks good.
No, if I do the 19s, they don't have that, like, so if you see the wheel, there's a lot of concavity to it, whereas the 19s, they come more flat, so they don't look as aggressive. Whereas the 18s, you get the deeper dish look.
I mean, it does look good. Yeah. I guess let's go ahead and put in that spot over there. Let's see how it looks like flat. Ooh, that does look good. That looks really good actually. Like the car does look smaller, but it's not actually smaller. Okay, now that looks hard. That looks really good. Like now it's on a flat surface. The car looks a lot lower and it looks a lot more aggressive. The car looks a lot lower now.
It looks a lot lower?
Yeah. Like look at it from this angle right here.
Oh yeah, it does. And it looks like the back wheels are kind of, what is it called, cambered in a little bit?
Yeah. No, that looks good.
Yeah,
I'm a bigger fan of these versus the other ones. We got the spoiler on, we got the wheels on, and honestly this weekend we also have a few other projects going on. We're gonna have my buddy Sahil Supra come over he's going to be installing his new spoiler on there. We'll probably be tackling that this weekend. And then from there, we also have his old GTI and the new owner coming by, put on a new spoiler for that car. So all the cars are getting new spoilers. It feels like this week I'm the only one missing one. Honestly, very excited because the cars are just getting cooler. The builds are just getting nicer and nicer, and the projects are just getting a little bit bigger and a little bit more expensive too. Honestly, it's been a fun time working on my brother's car because I think we've tackled everything done on that car on the channel, and it's just slowly getting nicer and nicer. So let's see where it goes next. I'm sure he's gonna have some more projects coming up pretty soon. I appreciate you all watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.